to a new video. I do not know which camera to look at because I've got two phones on a little setup. I'll show you my little setup. So the angle isn't perfect, but this is what it looks like. I'm testing the iPhone 11 Pro against the iPhone 12. I did a video, I did a video recently just about why I think the 12 is the phone to go for rather than the Pro versions of the phones this year. And I just wanted to test out last year's Pro version compared to this year's 12. It's a bit muddy down here. And whether or not they are close in comparison. I'm recording in 4K 24 frames per second on both phones, and then we'll do some testing in 1080p 120 as well. We'll do some time-lapse comparisons, and yeah, just a fun little video to see whether or not it's worth going for those Pro versions. I know it's not the 12 Pro, and there is a little bit of a step up with all that Dolby Vision that I've included this year, but I still think for the money, should we go this way? For the money, that the 12 is the phone you should be buying. I've never been down this way before. I actually have no idea where I'm going. But so yeah, this is just normal filming on the selfie camera. I'll call the front facing camera the selfie camera and the main camera the main or front camera. But yeah, this is the sort of the FaceTime camera, if you like, the one that you'd be using if you were making a FaceTime call. 4K 24 frames per second. How does it look? It is fully blown autumn here in the UK now. The leaves have turned in this nice autumny colour, the oranges and the yellows, and looks really pretty everywhere. And I'm just having a bit of an explore through these woods really. I haven't been down this way or this side of the common. I'm in a place called Enville Common, which is yeah, not far, about 3 or 4 miles from my house. Yeah, so we'll just have a wander around, test out the cameras, and you can be the judge. Simple as that. Right, I'm walking this way. Let's go. Some photos as well, so we'll take some photos, do portrait mode, do a few testing of that for you, just mixed in with the video that we're testing. Looking at the phones themselves, I don't really see a massive difference. There has been rumours and rumblings about the 12s with that Dolby Vision being a little bit brighter and a bit oversaturated, a bit overexposed, but this one very similar in comparison. If anything, I think I like the look of the 12. It's just that little bit sharper, especially on the front facing camera. Yeah, it's just it's hard to tell. I mean, it's minute to the eye, but as I said, you guys can be the judge and let me know what you think. And it's good that it shows you the details of what you're shooting in when you before you press record. The one thing I wish both cameras had, or the iOS 14 had, was the ability to switch the cameras around as you're recording. Especially if you're vlogging and you're doing stuff like this, then I want the option to turn the camera forward whilst I'm recording rather than having to stop recording, switch them around and start again. That's one thing I wish iOS 14 did have. I have no idea where I am. Right, so that is basically the recording modes with the front facing camera and forward facing. A few photos there for you to peruse over. I've taken some more yesterday on our little walk, which I'll so you can see those. The camera is just one of those things that you can really just get really good photos at a click of a button. There's no real effort needed, there's no real skill needed. you can take just really, really good photos with fingers in your pocket, and that is what is totally amazing about these phones, about these cameras that are on here. It just makes it easy for the normal person to be a really, really good photographer, or make them look really good anyway. The one thing you are missing on the 12 is that telephoto lens. That you get that on the 11 Pro from last year, the 11 Pro Max, and the new 12 Pro Max this year. So that is what you're sacrificing if you do go for the 12. That telephoto lens is, yeah, it's a good lens. It's another one to add to the options you've got when it comes to using the camera. But one of the reasons why I personally didn't go for the Pro version this year was because I just never really tend to find myself using the did you see that then? Can you see the flaring on the Pro, on the front facing? We haven't got that. We haven't got that on the 12. That's interesting. So that is something to look out for. And like I said, this is a comparison between the 11 Pro from last year. I can't compare the 12 Pro because I haven't got it, but interesting to see. What was I saying? What was I saying? Yeah, I tend to find the fact that if anything, I use the wide angle more than anything, and then the ultra wide if I was gonna swap the lens. And you can change the angle of the lenses as you're filming, which is a good thing, and we'll just do that now to show you. But looking here, the Pro looks like it's got like a fisheye effect compared to the 12 to me, and maybe a little bit wider than the normal. I'm not sure what the actual focal lengths are, but we switch back to normal and then normal. And yeah, I mean, you can see just in the top right hand corner, I think a little bit more detail in the clouds. The contrast in the shadows is a little bit better on the 12, just in my opinion anyway. We'll switch back to wide. Yeah, I think the Pro just looks a little bit more fisheye, if that's a word. That's it, we've done the time lapse. I'm gonna get back to the studio, aka the garage, edit the footage, and see what it looks like, and then we shall have a little bit of a chat. And yeah, you can, at the end of the day, the decision is down to you, what you do, what you think is better. The quality comparisons are there for all to see, and yeah, but I will just give you my view. So now, back to the studio. Hi guys, we're back. That is it. That is a comparison video. You can make your mind up. I've got some notes just to share with you, just to finish this video off, and I enjoyed that video today. It's something different. So the notes I've got: flaring on the video, very noticeable on the 11 Pro. They've definitely improved that in the 12 for this year, both on the front and the rear camera, the front facing selfie and the main camera. There's some noticeable flaring when it's in the sunlight. So yeah, the Pro, the 12 is definitely improved on that account this year. I just feel like on the photos are similar, but I do feel like the photos and video, there's more contrast. The colours are a little bit better this year. Definitely on the 12 is a noticeable improvement. The photos are more similar than the video, but I think on the video, video on the 11 Pro, especially on the front-facing selfie camera, just looks a little bit more washed out and a little bit more grainy. So yeah, an improvement on that as well, although small. The audio was quite good despite the wind. I apologise because the wind was terrible. Like I said, it's autumn here and the weather in the UK is just shocking. I've got an electric skateboard review to do, and unless it stops raining, there's no chance that's happening. So fingers crossed for the weather to improve. So you could use this as a vlogging camera. It's going to be something you could use. Everybody's got a phone more or less in their pocket, and it's, if you're thinking of starting YouTube, definitely start with your phone. I mean, what a fantastic device. 4K 60, the quality of the video is amazing. You've got slow motion built in, you've got time lapses built in, you've got all that stuff, and with that good quality audio as well. This thing, you know, all these posh cameras come out, you can just start a YouTube channel with your phone, no problem. I still think the iPhones are the best cameras for taking time lapses. When you're using sort of DSLRs or mirrorless cameras to do time lapses, it just takes a little bit more time. With the iPhones, it's brilliant, especially if you're a vlogger or YouTuber. To get those time lapses to add into your videos just adds a little bit more to your videos, makes them look a bit more professional, and the phones are still very, very good for that, if not the best for that. What else have I got? The stabilization, amazing. I think is very, very good, especially on the front-facing camera. I'm very used to having the hyper smooth on the GoPro for when I'm vlogging and walking about, and that is unbelievable, the stabilization on the GoPros, and it's even better on the new GoPro 9. But it looked very stable when I was walking and chatting away, and I'm very, very happy with it. I was using this little setup that I concocted out of all the bits and bobs that you gather over the years from making videos, so it worked really well. Slow-mo's fun, but not something I use all the time, especially with that sort of delayed reaction when you start recording. It doesn't record straight away, and it looks good, it looks okay. It's something you could use and add into your videos, like the time-lapse feature if you wanted to. Portrait mode is one of the negatives. I still think it's lacking. It's good that you can adjust afterwards the f-stop so you can make it more blurry or less blurry in the background, but it still doesn't seem to work 100% of the time, and you cannot beat a nice mirrorless camera for getting that bokeh, that nice portrait photography. So yeah, it's not going to replace your good cameras anytime soon, but it's still a nice little feature if you can get it working right. Basically, that's pretty much it. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the two, and what do you use on a daily basis, and would you use this as your main YouTube vlogging camera if that's something that you're into. But until next time, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe and press the bell so you don't miss any uploads coming up soon. Lots of stuff coming up soon, so I'll see you on the next one. See you soon, guys. Bye.